Should you self-study data analytics or just go ahead and take a bootcamp if you want to get a job fast while considering costs, effort, and chance of success? It obviously depends, but here are the most important differences to consider. And we're going to use Coursera and Springboard as examples because I've talked about these on the channel before and that's what I'm familiar with. Coursera is great for learning at your own pace, and your journey is something that you can decide. But self-studying can also be through YouTube or other free platforms. It doesn't have to be Coursera. Springboard, on the other hand, is a data analytics bootcamp that I've talked about in the past. And it's a 6-month program with everything you need: a curriculum, projects, portfolio, coaching, mentorship, and so on. Alright, so now let's start comparing. And the first point is that self-paced learning can be great. You have complete flexibility whether you want to take a course with a curriculum or you want to kind of create a plan for yourself. You decide and nobody's going to tell you what to do. Now bootcamps, on the other hand, have a clear curriculum, and people often worry about the schedule and not being able to keep up with the pace. And while there are usually deadlines, many bootcamps like Springboard can be adjusted for your schedule and how much time that you have, so it's not something to stress about. The main difference is going to be accountability. And if you're motivated and you can stay consistent over a long period of time, self-studying is going to work great for you. But if you're honest with yourself and you realize that you often drop off from projects after a couple of weeks, and if you would like to have some extra accountability, then self-studying is probably not going to be the best option. Now, number 2 and next is going to be the approach. In a bootcamp, you will be thrown into projects and get feedback and kind of be forced to learn. At Springboard, you're going to do 33 small projects and also 2 kind of major capstone projects. You'll put these in your portfolio and it makes it very easy to kind of learn and stay on track. But you can do all of these things if you're self-studying too. And there are plenty of projects available online, either for free or for a pretty low cost. And we're going to cover that in another video on the channel, so do make sure to subscribe for more on that. And as long as you put in the work, you can make good portfolio projects and a really good portfolio even if you're self-studying. But when you make your first project, especially with minimal guidance, it's gonna suck, honestly. So find a mentor or at least somebody to give you feedback. That's gonna be extremely valuable. Now let's talk about job preparation. Now here, bootcamps generally speaking have the upper hand. Springboard offers career coaching and mentors to help you out, and you also have access to a private network of students as well as partner companies actually hiring graduates. But if you are dedicated, you can go the self-study route, find career resources, and find a mentor and network on the side, so both ways definitely work, and it's not like you need a bootcamp. Now Springboard has a unique benefit though, and it's their job guarantee. There are some requirements that you have to meet, but even then, around 90% of the graduates actually have a job within 12 months from Springboard's own data. That is 90% getting a job in 12 months. There are no statistics about success for self-learners, and we actually have no idea what percent give up and never reach their goals. And that's a bit scary, because look, I'm a huge advocate of self-studying. I think it's amazing and I think it's one of the best things ever. But we need to talk about its flaws too. And while there's going to be a lot of benefits, there's no one that's going to tell you when you're ready for a job, what your problems are, and exactly what you need to do. And nobody's going to offer you a guarantee. So a bootcamp is going to have a lot more benefits here, but it of course comes at a much steeper price as well. Next, number 4, and there's this misconception that bootcamps are always faster than self-studying. And Springboard, yes, they've created a very, good curriculum to teach you the right skills fast, but you can self-study just as fast, and you don't have to take a bootcamp for that. The advantage of a bootcamp is that it's very structured, so you know exactly what to do at every day, and you have a clear timeline. If you're self-studying, it's definitely doable, but I do recommend that you create a plan before you get started and then stick to it. This is good because you want to make progress and not just dabble around. Plenty of people, including myself a lot of times, have gotten stuck in that loop. And once you're starting to, dabble around and you're not really progressing, it's very hard to break that vicious cycle. Plan your studies like your own bootcamp and hold yourself accountable. Because when you're self-studying, it's kind of like going to university without being required to take any classes or any tests. And then you're probably not going to get the best experience unless you're really, really dedicated to it. Alright, so number 5. Let's address the elephant in the room. What about price? I have to be honest, self-studying is going to win every single time, and there's no cheaper way to do this than to find free or low-cost resources online and just self-study it. And that's why I recommend a platform like Coursera to just about anyone. But there's a reason why these bootcamps are more expensive, and they're giving you a lot more for it as well. Sure, if you compare it to self-studying, it's extremely expensive, but if you do compare it to a college degree or the average pay of a data analyst, it's pretty good.
Really?
But comparing self-study with a bootcamp is very hard, and they're completely different things. You can't compare the accountability or the coaching, just like you cannot compare the price. I personally don't think that anybody in a bad financial situation should ever consider taking a bootcamp. You need to carefully evaluate if it's something for you that's actually worth it, and both methods definitely work, but they do come with different opportunities and also plenty of different challenges. I'll leave a link to both Coursera and Springboard with any ongoing discounts in the description, and I don't really care if you go for Coursera or for Springboard or for something else, just make the choice that's best for you. But if you are interested in the bootcamp and if you want a full breakdown of this data analytics bootcamp that I've been talking about, you can check out this video right up here next, where I go through it in detail and just cover every single section and everything that you need to know. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.